Hello, connections. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, according to your time zones. And I am back with a new video where we can learn together. As you can see my screen, today's topic is Spotify to Salesforce integration, where I have tried some of putting some of my knowledge into the track and getting the sales Spotify tracks integrated into Salesforce. So to begin with this, first we have to go for a new web browser and search for Spotify for developers and click on the first link which you get here, and you have to go and create your profile in Spotify for developers, and you have to go for dashboard first. And here you have to create an app. Like when you want to do Salesforce to Salesforce integrations, you have to create a connected app, so that from by creating that connected app, you can send, or your that particular org will be able to integrate, or will have the capacity to integrate. In the same way, you have to create a developer, app in sales in Spotify for developers platform, so that you can you will get the access, you will get the client ID and client secret key, and also the access token, so that you can use it in the Salesforce to integrate it easily. So I'll just show you how to create the app. You have to just click on create app. You have to give app name as according to your requirement. I'll give Salesforce integration. Don't mind with the spellings because I'm just teaching, so don't mind with the spellings. I'll just use it as this is used for Spotify to Salesforce integration, and I'll just give any redirect URL just as an example. And we have to use web API, so click on web API and click on I understand and agree with the Spotify terms and conditions, and click on save. As soon as you click on save, you will be redirected to this particular page, where you can see all the stats, active users, endpoints, and locations from where and all the Spotify members are trying to integrate. And when you click on settings, you will be able to find the client ID, and when you click on view secret client secret key, you will be able to see the client secret key as well. So this is only the part of configuration which you have to do from Spotify. You have to just open Notepad and save this client ID and client secret key, so that it would be usable in Apex program. You have to even write Apex program, so that you can fetch, and you can also use the JSON data and get the access token or generate the access token through Apex. Go for documentation and click on web APIs. Through this, you will get the documentation of the platform, so that you will be able to get a step-by-step information to how to generate the access token and how to get the tracks from the JSON in the JSON format. So in this particular video, we will be using Postman as the tool to generate. I'll just show you like how in which particular way we are getting the data, and in which format we are going to use it in the Salesforce Apex programming language. So firstly, I will just click on getting started and request an access token. We have already created the app, so we have completed the step 1, and we'll just go to step 2 and create a request an access token. It's done by using a post method itself. So we'll just go back to our documentation, and we have to see, like as I told, you have to do a post request, and you have to add a content type header, which is application slash www. This we have to copy and paste it in the header. So I'll just do that. I have to go for header, click on key and paste the key. I'll just go for value, and this will be our value. I'll just copy the value and paste it in the header value. And next we'll go to the documentation. We have to add a HTTP body which contains client ID and client secret key along with the grant type parameter set to client credentials. Okay, so I'll just copy this grant type and paste it in postman body, like they have given to enter it in the HTTP body in the format of xwww form on this format, and I'll just paste the grant type, and value is client credentials as we have here. I'll just copy this and paste it here. This is the way you read the documentation as well. And there is another, we have to pass client ID and client secret key. So I'll just copy the client ID and I'll paste it in postman client ID, and this client ID you will get in the documentation itself. Like I'll just open this in the new wait just a second, dashboard, and we had just created a dashboard, app in the dashboard named Salesforce integration. We'll just open that, go for settings, we'll get the client ID. You can see this is a client ID. Just copy it from here and paste it in the postman value of client ID. Then again go back to the documentation, copy the client secret key and paste it in the key, and go back to the documentation, go back to the dashboard app, and again copy this client secret key and paste it here. Here you have to pass the Spotify endpoint URL. So we'll just find the endpoint URL. This is the endpoint URL, post https account, like accounts spotify.com API token. This will be your endpoint URL. So I'll just paste this endpoint URL here and just hit the request. You will be able to get the access token here. This is your access token, and your access token type is bearer, and this expires in 3600 seconds, which is 3 hours, I guess. No, 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. So that's it. This is the process where I can get the access token. So this access token you have to copy and paste it in the notepad. So because this access token you have to pass it in your Apex programming language by directly by creating a variable, or by creating the custom metadata or custom settings. You can you can store that value, or you can directly pass the hard coded value as well. So this is how you generate the access token using the Postman. So in Postman you are getting the access token in the form of the JSON format, and you have to convert this JSON format by using serialize, which we have done in our Apex. I'll just show you my Apex. Let me zoom in so that I can click on my setup and open my developer console in my new web tab. And this is my developer console. I have created a class to get the access token, to get the access token, and also created the logic to get the tracks from the Spotify. So this is my class. Spotify is named Spotify service. I did not store the client ID and client secret key inside my custom settings or custom metadata. You can also do that, but I have stored it in a string variable client ID, which I had told you to store, save it in your notepad, which you can also find it in your dashboard, Spotify for developers dashboard. I have stored this in the client ID variable, client ID variable and client secret key variable, and also the Spotify token URL and the API URL. Also I have stored it in the string format. I have created a string called as token to save the access token into this variable. I have created a instance for the request and set the endpoint and set the method. This, like if you compare it with Postman, this set endpoint means setting of this link, and setting of method means setting the method into post. That is the thing which you are doing here. That is the thing which you are doing in these two lines. And when it comes to setting header, in the header, if you remember, in the header you had set the content type, grant type, and putting the client ID and client secret key inside that. That is the thing we have done here. We have also created the instance of HTTP and instance of response, and I have sent using these two instance, I have sent the request. And if request has the status code of equal to 200, then I am mapping the data which I am getting into JSON format by using deserialized untyped into string format and getting that access token into this token variable. That's all. If I system.debug the token, I'll just get the token, the access token into here, and I'm returning this access token into my LWC component. Sorry, not LWC component, to this the second method, where I have put a get method to get the top tracks. Like if I search for any tracks inside the search menu, I have used this logic so that I can get the tracks into my LWC component. This is my logic. So I have implement this logic to get the images, to preview the, like I had told to preview the song and get the artist name and name of the track. Like for example, as soon as I search here, I can find the name of the track and by the name of the artist, and this is the preview URL where I have used to use the 30 seconds of the song to preview. So this is what I have done in my integration. So you may also think that only this song would be coming. No, it's not like that. Any songs you can type and you can search any whatever type of song you search in your Spotify, all those kind of search list or tracks are coming here, and everything are played. So any type of music you can search and hit on this search button, you can find the tracks which is available on Spotify into my Salesforce org. So this is what Salesforce Spotify integration I have tried, and I have I have did it through the integration, and I have fetched all the tracks or all the tracks which is available in the in the Spotify into Salesforce, and I can play it as well, like as I showed you. So yeah, this is what I have done. So let's keep learning and keep growing together. Thank you.